class. Today we are going to solve the question answers of Group D and Group E of Turkey's invasion in North India. Children, we have already completed our lesson, and as well as we have already completed our fill in the blanks, tick the correct option and the true false also. Today we are going to complete the Group D, that is answer in brief, and we will also complete the long answer question today. So let's start from question number 1. Question number 1 is, what attracted the Turks to India? So the answer will be the great wealth of India attracted the Turks to India. Next question. Next question is, write any two main features of the Turks. Write any two main features. Two main features of the Turks. So before writing the answer, we have to discuss one more time that about the features of the Turks. This question is all about the features of the Turks. So one thing, that they are very brave. We can say that they are physically fit, strong, and in this answer we will write that first thing is the Turks are great warriors, because all the time they used to involve them in wars. And the second thing is, in the case of Mahmud Ghazni or Muhammad Ghori, we have seen that they want to expand their territories and they are great nationalists also. So in the second point, this is the first point, and the second point is the Turks are great nationalists. So here the 2 points are given. Now the third question. Let's know the third question. This is, list the places were invaded by Mahmud Ghazni in India. List the places were invaded by Mahmud Ghazni in India. So about this question, children, remember that in India he attacked on the northwestern part, in which we can say the Nagarkot, Thanesar, then Gujarat also, where he plundered the Somnath temple, then Mathura also. Write down the answer. The places are Nagarkot, Mathura, Kannauj also. Kannauj. Then after Thanesar. Thanesar. Then Gujarat, where attacked, invaded by, not attacked but invaded. Invaded by Mahmud Ghazni. So the third answer is, the places are Nagarkot, Mathura, Kannauj, Thanesar, Gujarat, invaded by Mahmud Ghazni. Let's go to the next question. The next question is question number 4. The question is, name the ruler who is credited with, name the ruler who is credited with laying the foundation of Muslim empire in India. Laying the foundation of Muslim rule in India. So which among Muhammad Ghori and Mahmud Ghazni, who credited for the establishment of Muslim rule in India? Yes children, you are right. He was Muhammad Ghori, credited with laying the foundation of Muslim empire in India. So he was Muhammad Ghori, who credited for the foundation of Muslim rule in India. Now question number 5. And the question is, who was handed over the conquered territories of Muhammad Ghori in India? Who was handed over the conquered territories of Muhammad Ghori in India? So it was Qutubuddin Aibak, the trusted slave of Muhammad Ghori, who was handed over the conquered territories in India. So the answer is he was, or you can say Qutubuddin Aibak. Yes, Qutubuddin Aibak, the trusted slave of Muhammad Ghori was handed over the conquered territories of India. Kutubuddin Aibak, the trusted slave of Muhammad Ghori, was handed over the conquered territories of India. So this was the answer of question number 5. Copy it down, all of you. Now we will discuss the fourth, the fifth and the last section of the book, that is long answer question, section E. Write down the first question. This is, how did Muhammad Ghazni extend his power? Question number 1. How did Mahmud Ghazni extend his power? Extend his power. Write down answer. Write down answer. After conquering Afghanistan, Ghazni gained control over Afghanistan and Khorasan. Then he moved to invade India. He plundered many towns and cities. Example: Kannauj, Mathura, etc. His most destructive attack was on Somnath temple, where he not only looted worth 20 million rupee, but also broke the idol of Somnath. So this is the answer of the first question. How did Mahmud Ghazni extended his power? After conquering Afghanistan, Ghazni gained control over Afghanistan and Khorasan. Then he moved to invade India. He plundered many towns and cities, for example, Kannauj, Mathura, etc. And his most destructive attack was on Somnath temple, where he not only looted worth 20 million rupee but also broke the idol of Somnath. So this is the answer of the first question. Now let's move to the second question now. The second question is, why did Mahmud Ghazni decide to attack India? Why did Mahmud Ghazni decide to attack India? So this is the question, why Mahmud Ghazni decided to attack India. Mahmud Ghazni wanted to make Ghazni a hilly place into a well-established kingdom. He was very much attracted by the great wealth of India. That's why Mahmud Ghazni decided to attack India. Why did Mahmud Ghazni decide to attack India? So two reasons are there. First of all, Mahmud Ghazni want to make Ghazni a hilly place into a well-established kingdom. And the next thing, that he was very much attracted by the great wealth of India, and that is why he decided to attack on India. So this is the answer. Children, question number 3 is, narrate the main effects of the invasions of Mahmud Ghazni. So there are two main effects. Effects are many, but the two main effects are here. The first is the Mahmud's invasions exposed the weakness of Indian rulers. And the way of Muslim rule in India. The second effect The second effect was his invasion was a great loss for Indian heritage. Muhammad's destruction, Mahmud's destruction of valuable temples, idols, art was a great loss for Indian heritage. So these are the two main effects of Mahmud Ghazni's invasion in India. So it proved the weakness of Indian emperors at that time, and in the next it was a great loss for the Indian heritage. Now question number 4. This is question number 4, and the question is, list the reasons responsible for the defeat of Indian rulers. List the reasons responsible for the defeat of Indian rulers. So again we will answer point wise. Answer: the reasons responsible for the defeat of Indian rulers was, first, disunity among them, disunity among them, and rigid caste system. The second, the feudal system, which made the feudal lords more powerful. Third, old method of wars. Then well equipped armies of the Turks. So these are the reason of the failure of Indian ruler, reason of the defeat of Indian rulers, that there was disunity among them and a rigid caste system in the society also. Then the second point is the feudal system, which made the feudal lords more powerful. And the last is old method of wars and well-equipped armies of the Turks. Old method of wars of the Indians and well-equipped armies of the Turks. So these are the reason of the defeat of Indian rulers. Now we will discuss on the last question of this lesson. So let's discuss. The last question is, differentiate between the aims of Muhammad Ghazni and Muhammad Ghori. Question number 5. Differentiate between the aims of Muhammad Ghori and Mahmud Ghazni. Both of them belong to Afghanistan. They attacked India with different aims. The aim of Mahmud Ghazni was to invade India he was attracted towards the great wealth of India. The aim of Muhammad Ghori was to establish Muslim rule in India. So in this question it has been asked the different aims of Mahmud Ghazni and Muhammad Ghori, and those are having different aims because Mahmud Ghazni invaded India many a times to make Ghazni a hilly or poor region into a charmful, into a well-established kingdom, and he was very much attracted towards the great wealth of India also. So he attacked again and again on India. Opposite to it, the aim of Muhammad Ghori was to establish Muslim rule in India. So these are the different two aims of these two rulers. Now this is the last question of this chapter. So this chapter is ended, children. Please copy it down in your copy.